Hello and welcome to my channel Happy Hours. In the last video I discussed about the northern and southern painting schools and some travelers to India. Today I am going to discuss about the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage and famous ports in India and some sculptures also. So what are we waiting for? Let's jump right into our first topic for today, which is UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage. To preserve the fundamental nature of any culture in the society, which is pursuing from the generation to generation, and a continued fact, are in the list of intangible cultural heritage. It is prepared by the Intergovernmental Committee in the meeting between the representatives of states during the UN General Assembly. The objective of this list is to protect a material and non-material aspects of a culture and to create awareness of their significance. This list is prepared on the basis of heritage like expression, present, knowledge, skills, instrument, and common practices among a group of persons. This list also includes the particular behavior which is continued from generation to generation. It expresses the cultural diversity of any country. Now, the list is as followed. The first one is the Buddhist chanting of Ladakh or Lamas of Ladakh. The sacred mantras preached by the Lama of Ladakh, those belong to Mahayana and Vajrayana Buddhism. This mantra is basically for the Maitreya Buddha with the expectation of early arrival. Next one is Kalbelia, a folk and dance form of Rajasthan. They are the community of Rajasthan had a traditional folk song and dance. They use a wind instrument known as bean along with kanjari and pungi. The theme of song is mythological. Next one is Chow dance, a traditional dance performed by the tribals of Jharkhand, Odisha and West Bengal. The theme of their dance and music is Ramayana and Mahabharata. This is also known as Chaitra Parva. Dance is both martial and non-martial. Martial dance generally characterized by pari shield and the khand short. Next one is Kudiyattam. This is Sanskrit theatre of Kerala. It is performed along with glove puppetry called Puttu Pavakuttu. Next one is Kumbh Mela, the very famous the festival of sacred pitcher where the pilgrims bathe or take a dip in the sacred river Ganga. Next is Navarouj. It is a festival, Persian festival. It is Persian New Year, started by Balban during the Delhi Sultanate. Performance of music and dance. The public rituals involving water and fire on the street. And the traditional sports and the making of handicraft also takes place in this. Next one is Mudiyattu. This is a Kerala dance and drama based on mythological tale of battle between Darika the demon and the goddess Kali. The next one is Ram Leela, the traditional performance of Ramayana performed across North India during the festival of Dashera. Raman, a religious festival in honor of the tutelary god Bhumiyal Devta, practiced in the village of Salur, Dungra in state of Uttar Pradesh. Next one is Sankirtana, includes a set of arts performed to mark religious occasions and various stages in the life of Vaishnava people of Manipur plains. It's a form of kirtan introduced by Chaitanya. It developed with the introduction of Vaishnava cult. It is an integral part of Manipuri dance and it is popularized in India by Rabindranath Tagore. Traditional brass and copper craft of utensil making. The craft of Thateras of Jandiala group constitutes the traditional technique of manufacturing brass and copper utensils in Punjab. The next one is Vedic chanting. Is basically the sacred verses that is mainly a musical presentation of Vedic hymns. Yoga, the very famous one, the art of unifying the mind with body and soul for greater spiritual, mental, and physical well-being. It consists of series of poses, meditation, breathing control, and chanting of sacred word Om. And the last one is Garba. It is recently added. It is the form of dance. Dance with a gardi, mainly practiced by women. Now let us discuss about some classical languages in India. Currently, 6 languages with this classical status in India are present. The very first one is Tamil. Next is Sanskrit, then Kannada, Telugu, Malayalam, and Odia. It is determined by the Ministry of Culture. There are certain criteria which are used to determine for the classical language. The very first is there should be an ancient classical text of this language, and the text should be around 1500 to 2000 years old. And the last criteria is the language should not associated or derived from any other language. Now we should know what are the advantages of classical language. The benefit of classical language determined by the Ministry of Education is the establishment of center of excellence in different central universities of India. And the second one advantage is national and international awards should be created for those who have given good contribution for classical language. Now we are proceeding with the next part, that is the important ports of India. The very first is the Lothal, was first artificial port constructed in India. It is near Gujarat. It is Harappan port. Lothal was connected to many ports of world through waterways. There was dockyard in Lothal which was connected to Arabian Sea through Bhogwa river. Export was a main purpose, especially the luxurious consumer items like cotton, ivory, copper or gold. Next one is Barigada. It is a Greek name. The modern name is Bharuch. It was used by the Romans and later on by the Arabians in order to connect with the Central Asia. The next one is Mujiris. Mujiris, it was an ancient harbor on the Malabar coast. It was major ancient port of Cheras. They export spices, semi-precious stones, silk and etc. The next one is Karkoi port, which is near to Tamil Nadu. It was a famous Pandyan port and it is export pearl, fishery and precious stones. Next one is the Arikamadu, which is near to Puducherry. It was originally a French colonial town. They were famous to export spices, silk and they import wine. Next one is Barbaricum. It is a Greek name. It is situated near Karachi, Pakistan, known as Gwadar nowadays, which is developed by China. It was under the control of Parthians, and Parthians were relocated from Balochistan to Punjab. Parthians are also known as Scythians. Sonagara. It is in Bangladesh. We have found inscriptions of Chandragupta Maurya from here. There were basically 2 copper plates, inscription of Chandragupta Maurya, which deals with the famine relief, and we found it from this Sonagara. It was famous during the time of Maurya. The Greek traveller Ptolemy in his book Geographica described about this port. Masulipattnam. It is in Andhra Pradesh, center for Satvahan, Kakatiya, Vijayanagar and European, admired by these all the dynasty. After Surat, it was the second preference. Muslin clothes were famous clothes export from Masulipattnam. It is also known as calico, another name for muslin cloth, cause it was exported from Calicut to Europe. There was an act, Calico Act, which was passed in the British Parliament to increase the tax on import or imposition of extra duty on the cloth made at Masulipattnam to discourage the export of Indian cotton cloth. Next one is the Tamralipti. It was very important during the Mauryan and Gupta period. In modern day, it is the Chittagong port of Bangladesh. Palwad. It is in Odisha, modern Paradip. During the time of Kalinga dynasty, Khadavel was the ruler. This port was used to trade with Southeast Asia. It is also mentioned by Ptolemy and Huinsang. Now we are going to proceed with the sculptures of India. Sculptures can be symbolic, mythological, when we can trace from Harappan civilization. The metal sculpture we were having the bronze and copper were used, and the technique was the lost wax technique. They had very developed metallurgical knowledge. They used all the metals except iron. They had also mastery of making alloy like bronze and brass. Bronze plus copper. Bronze is the mixture of copper plus tin, whereas brass is a mixture of copper plus zinc. They were the first in the world to use silver as a metal. They had developed lost wax technique for making sculpture. In the Harappan civilization, bronze dancing girl sculpture is found from Mohenjo-daro and bronze bull from Harappa. Both are considered as the hallmark of the civilization of metallurgy. From Daimabad, we have found many copper artifacts like copper chariot, elephant, rhino, and camel. Next, proceed to the stone sculpture. Harappans were using two types of stone. One statite and the second one is red sandstone. Statite. It was very soft stone. We found the statue of priest from Mohenjo-daro. Priest was a ruler. Seals were also made of statite. Seals is also known as mohar. They are the best specimen of Harappan art. It was found in various shapes like square, rectangular, circular, and triangular. In the square shield, the script and picture was there. Whereas in the rectangular, we can find only the script. We have discovered nearly 2,500 seals from the different sites of Harappan civilization, in which 50% seals were found from Mohenjo-daro. They were used for trade, state's order, and religious icon. They were inspired by Mesopotamian seals. It represented the fertility cult, means earth worship. The Pashupati seal, it represents the nature of the man-animal relation. There are many seals representing yoga, swastik symbol, worship of people, mixed animals, etc. Unicorn bull was also a very famous seal found from this site. Next one is this red sandstone. It is from Harappa civilization. We found a statue of male torso made of red sandstone. This is identified as Adijana, Rishabha, or Adinath. Next, I am going to discuss about the terracotta sculpture. Clay plus lime is mixed to make the statue and baked. After that, it is colored red. The sculpture of Mother Goddess is the best example. Now I am going to discuss about the last topic, which is the beads making factory. Found in many Harappan cities, mainly white and black stones were used to make the beads. They used shell and carneal to make the beads. Factories found at many places such as Chanduro, Lothal, and Balakot. Gold was very common for making jewelry. By this, I am going to conclude my video for today. Thank you.